Alright guys, here's my fishing kayak that I just got this past Christmas / my birthday, since they're so close. I asked the wife and the parents to chip in and get me a fishing kayak. I live up on Grand Island, New York, so I'm right around the falls and the Niagara River. So I got a ton of water around me, so I figured I'd get into fishing. I always fished when I was younger, but I figured I'd pick it up now, again, since I have more time. So the kayak itself is a Emotion Renegade XT kayak. There's not many reviews on it on YouTube. There's only one with the review by the actual manufacturer of it. So I figured I'd do one, since there's none on YouTube that I found. So first at the front here, what I did was I took a cutting board that I bought from Walmart or Target for, I think it was 10 or 12 bucks, and I rigged it up so that I can have my fish finder on it. And basically what I did, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just drilled the holes for it to go in, and then I bought, I believe this extension arm was a mini, might have been a mini transducer mount, and that's also mounted onto the cutting board here, and that goes down to where the transducer is there, so it's below the water line. So I get a picture. Below this, I cut into the kayak. I don't want to take all this off to show you because that's just a pain. Which is just a hatch with a dry bag inside, and my 12-volt battery is down in there. And hopefully it stays dry. Like I said, I got this kayak Christmas time, and I haven't been able to use it yet, so it hasn't even gone out on the water yet. But that's inside of a dry bag, inside of another dry bag, so it should be fine, I would think. And then I just cut a hole. I don't know if you guys can see, it's kind of dark. Cut a hole through the top of the latch and then through the cutting board, and then ran the wire back to the fish finder. And I got it all strapped down with bungees. It's pretty secure. I mean, it's not going anywhere. That's pretty tight on there. Just fire that up for you. That powers up. Moving down towards the middle of the boat here, it's got these nice footwells in here, if you can see. Again, I know it's dark, you can't really see anything, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 footwells to rest your feet inside. It's got a little water bottle holder there, which you can put in the stand-up position. This little platform here, I was thinking about putting my fish finder there, but I figured I'd like it up more in a more visible area, like up there. So I think I could put like a Scotty rod mount there, which I think would be nice. Here's a little cup holder. You can put your water there, beer cans, whatever it is you're drinking out that day. And then this little thing is just a little Tupperware thing. All I have inside of it right now is a little first aid kit, which actually fits inside of here, which is a soulless hatch, which the arms pull back, this flips up, and then I can stick that down inside of the boat. And inside the entire boat, there's storage up and down the entire kayak. More storage than what I need, but this little Tupperware thing will fit nice for the fish, or the first aid kit and wallet, keys, fishing license, whatever else you want to keep dry down below the boat. Going back a little bit, the seat is pretty comfortable. Like I said, I just sat in it just to test it out. Like I said, I haven't had it out on the water. And when it came, it comes with these straps that hook on to the boat. There's one there. I know you can't really see it too much. Clamps on there, and then on the same side there. And then there's ones that come to the front, but I figured I would use those for something else. So I just tucked tuck the other ones underneath the seat there. I don't know if I'm going to use it yet. Maybe I can use them for something else. But that's what I did with that. And then on this side is my paddle that I have. Along the edge of it here is what they call a paddle keep. It works nice, but if I'm out on the river, you know, it's always somewhat choppy with all the boats that are on it, so this isn't going to stay, obviously. So I just got a bungee cord that hooks on here. It wraps around this nice handle here, and then that keeps the paddle in place, so the paddle is not going to go anywhere. The other thing that this kayak has is the fishing rod holders that, of course, go out on an angle. I read a lot online that a lot of angling kayakers who have these on their boat don't necessarily like them. And I guess the reason is because the reel gets in the way and it doesn't necessarily sit down deep as far as you want it. So I'm thinking about using those for maybe there was outrigger things you can use to make your boat more stable on the water. But I think that would be a fine spot. They're on both sides. The other one's over there, but I figured that'd be a good spot for a fishing net to get your fish in. And here's my milk crate. Got a ton of ideas. These milk crates are all over the place on YouTube, any marine store, and you can rig them up as almost as anything as you want. But what I did with mine is I just got some bungees, as you can see, and bungeed it down. So if I get into any rough water, it's not going to tip. And again, this is, you know, it's pretty stable. That's not going anywhere. It's 2 milk crates, obviously the one that you see, and then the top, I just cut the top off of one, or the bottom off of one, rather, and made a lid. And inside there I have a couple dry bags and my little cooler for whatever I feel like I'm bringing out to drink that day. So this just comes back to close. And then what I did here also, try and get out of the light here so you can see, just take a little carabiner with a zip tie, and that goes up here. Zip ties or hooks onto this so that it won't open. But I only have one hand, so that'd be tough to show you right now. But once those are 2 together, obviously this lid isn't going to open. So if I tip again, nothing's going to fall out. And then what I did up top, I had some paracord laying around the house. I just drilled some holes into the back here. And then on the other side in the front. And that serves as like a little cargo area where I can keep some of my soft plastics and some jig heads and other stuff I have in here. And then also on the milk crate, I took some PVC pipes and angled them back where I can put my fishing rods. And those go on a nice angle to where if you're fishing in a spot where there's some trees that are hanging over the water, you don't really get tangled up into them. And there's a Renegade XT logo. And then this thing here, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen stuff like that before, is a stakeout pole or a mud stick. And these go for about 55 or 60 bucks from what I've researched and what I've checked out. And I just didn't feel like spending that kind of money. I saw some videos where you can make your own. So that's exactly what I did. Again, I haven't tested it out yet. Haven't even gotten this thing on the water yet. But what I did is just 3/4 inch PVC with a T-handle or a T-bar extension thing on the top there. And just, this is 8 feet long. The boat itself is 10. That might be a little bit too long. I think the longest I've seen was 6 feet. But I figured I'd try an 8-foot one. If not, if it doesn't work, I can always cut it back and sharpen the end of it here. And inside of it was just some old tent pole that I had that just happened to fit inside real snug. I just took some bolts and screws and bolted it inside. So we'll see how that works when I get out there. And for the tip, I just took a hammer and bashed the two sides down to form somewhat of a point that'll get down into the mud so I can stay anchored if I find a nice spot to fish. So all in all, I think it's going to be a decent boat to fish out of. The price, like I said, I think it was about $500. They say it's one of the more stable boats on the market. And they said it's a very good beginner's boat, especially if you're just starting to fish out of a kayak. So that's it. If you guys like what you saw, leave comments down below, negative or positive. Either one will work. And like I said, no reviews besides the one I found on this boat. So I figured I'd put my own review up with what I've done to it and share for you guys to check out. Thanks.